margarita. Something in the glass. So, good evening. I guess it's evening at this point. I'd like to welcome you all here. I'm Chris's dad, Lee, for those of you I haven't had the opportunity to talk to yet. And this is my lovely wife, Barbara, who pulled together what promises to be a fun evening. So thank you, Barbara, for doing that. On behalf of both families, I just really want to welcome you all here and thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to be part of Chris and Kaleigh's special day. So thank you so much for doing that. And before I get to our honored guests, I just wanted to acknowledge a few people. First and foremost is Kaleigh's family for all the preparation and planning for tomorrow. Michelle, you're awesome. Ted and Mike, thank you so much. I had a chance to witness firsthand all the work that went into the decorations, the yard preparations, just Then mulch looks so good. Almost as if I did it myself.
You redefined witness firsthand.
Where did I leave off? So, thank you guys. You're awesome. And just on a side note, we really couldn't handpick a family that, is so nice that, our son is married into. It's just, we love you guys. We look forward to, many years together as a joint family. To move on a little bit, I drew some notes for this speech, and I was struggling a little bit. So I do like everybody does. I go to the internet, and I'm googling for what's the proper way to do a wedding toast. And of course, I find these guidelines, right? And the guidelines give you the do's and don'ts. So a couple of the don'ts just kind of left off the page at me. Number one, I'm reading this. It says this is not your time to prove your skills as a stand-up comedian. Number two was leave the one-liners at home. I'm like, bummer. But I'm gonna try to be serious as much as I can, but no promises. So it'd be a little bit serious, as parents, our most cherished memories are ultimately those of our kids, in their journey from diapers to big things like weddings. And if I had to summarize Chris's journey to this point in one word, Chris, what do you think that word would be? Well, that I'm gonna take the pressure off of you. But I know everybody will agree. That one word to me is entertaining.
That was a softer word than I had.
So I have 1,000 Chris stories, but one of my favorites to tell is when he was 3 years old, and it was a weekend. It must have been a week. We were both home, and Barbara was in the kitchen doing something, and I was in an adjacent room, probably doing some house project, but I was in a place where I could sort of witness this whole thing. So the three kids are in the living room, and all of a sudden we hear the screaming, fighting, but some kind of laughter going on. And Barbara's like, what are they doing? So of course she drops what she's doing. She goes in the living room to see what's going on. So she's over there. Chris is hiding around the corner. He comes out into the kitchen while she's in the living room talking to the girls. He pulls a chair up, puts it up to the counter, pulls over the cookie jar, takes out 3 cookies, and then runs down around the corner. So Barbara comes back to the kitchen, and I'm like, what's up with that? She goes, oh, I'm just being silly. So I hear Chris around the corner. He's like, guys, I got the cookies.
Now, by the way, whoever doesn't know, the 3 is triplets.
Yeah, very interesting. So he's 3 years old, and he's having his sisters run interference for what wants to be a cookie heist.
Cookie heist. It was a wild year.
Yeah, but really, Chris was such a really cute little kid, and whenever he sort of stepped out of the box, but whenever he stepped out of the box, I could never stay mad at him because he would always get me laughing, which got me into trouble for encouraging him. So thanks. But Chris, just from your mom and dad, we're very proud of you for all that you've done and that all of you've become, to this day. And with maybe a little exception of a few incidents. And, for those of you who don't know, a few is being very generous. So Kaeleigh, my most cherished memory up to this point in time was our weekend together in Roanoke for Chris's graduation. So Kaeleigh was my date for the weekend. Our family had two graduations. Molly and Chris was the same day, so we had to split and go different directions. So I guess I drew the short straw. So Kaeleigh and I, alone together, set out for this 14-hour drive. And we're about 12 hours in, and I'm like exhausted, I'm tired, I can't do it anymore. And I asked Kaeleigh to drive, she says, sure. Now, for that 12 hours, Kaeleigh is very cordial, she's chatting with me, she's doing schoolwork, but she's chatting, she's keeping me alert, and she was just wonderful company. And then, so we switched seats, and I had every intention of doing the same for her. So but we're about 3 minutes out on the highway, and I am like out and snoring for the next 2 hours. So Kaeleigh, I hope that memory does really we had a very nice weekend together, didn't we, Kaeleigh? Please tell these nice people we had well, I won't talk anymore. I just, wanted to share a couple of memories. But to you guys, congratulations. And if you would all raise your glass for toast. Say, Chris and Kaeleigh, congratulations. To love, to laughter, and to happily ever after.
Nice.